Books.
Unscripted.
Welcome back, or welcome
Hello.
to. How's it going on this Monday evening?
How's everyone doing?
You should tell us what you're having.
So,
I laughed at him when he set it down right before we started.
last weekend we had a Barbie-themed party for our daughters. And we have a ton of pink lemonade left.
Yep.
Because that was the drink of choice. Because it's pink.
Yep.
So, that's what I'm having. And we just happen to
Some
have
pink
these
lemonade with a fun
mini
umbrella
umbrellas.
and straw.
And a straw, so.
I didn't make mine fun, I guess. I'm having a...
Fancy.
But you can see, I wanted you to be able to see the can from where we got it from. Have you ever been to Trader Joe's? We just went for the first time this past weekend. I'm having a tangerine probiotic sparkling beverage. It's tart, refreshing, bubbly, and cultured. I would say it's all of those things. It's very yummy.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, hey,
Thanks
Monet.
for joining. So yeah, this is really, really tasty.
Yes.
I did not pour it in a glass, though. I wanted you guys to
Carly.
see my
Hello, welcome.
can.
Yeah, we actually bought these little umbrellas for a reel. We specifically did like 2 summers ago.
Yeah, that was
And
funny.
it was a bust, but
Liz.
we have a bunch of umbrellas now, so
Oh, yeah, that's right.
it's very
Might as
festive.
well
It is
use them.
spring now.
Hey, Mindy.
Hello, welcome.
It's spring, but you wouldn't be able to tell outside. We've gotten snow. We got snow towards the end of the week last week. And then, of course, it had to snow again yesterday. It actually wasn't bad when we got back to our house, but our drive back was very treacherous in other parts, parts of Minnesota. And then once we got to Wisconsin, it really went downhill.
Yeah.
It's not a fun drive back.
Yes.
From Minnesota over the weekend. We went with our kids to the Mall of America. Was the main attraction. So it was a fun trip, but also exhausting. We didn't really get much sleep, which is not surprising because we all stayed in the same hotel room. The kids shared a bed. They were up like really early, just like they are at home, I guess. And,
It was fun.
but it was
It
still
was a
fun.
hotel. It was fun. We had a good time.
Yes.
But the drive home was a little
A
scary.
little scary.
But
So
we
we were
made it
grateful
through.
to be safe and sound and happy to be talking about books
So
with you guys.
We're back. Happy for everyone who's on right now. So we're gonna jump right into the featured book of the week. This is a book that just came out recently. Katie rushed over and
I
bought it
immediately
right away
on pub day.
so she could complete her collection. So you may know what it is. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have it. But it's Suzanne Collins' new book in, what is it, a series?
The Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games series?
Yep. Sunrise on the Reaping. It's such a pretty
Oh,
book.
look at that. Purple.
Purple is my favorite color. So this book is my jam for sure.
It looks like she has started reading it. You can see the
Yes.
bookmark is. So there is
It
progress.
does happen where I get a book and I start reading it right away. So this was going to be one of those. Because, yeah, I have a few really highly anticipated books for myself this year that I think we've talked about where there are instances where, like, I don't just go on a random book shopping spree. I mean, yes, we have done that. But where I have books that
Mindy just got it
Yay!
Sunday. Starting it tomorrow. All right.
have books that I, have had on my radar that I want to read. Daydream.
Oh, that
Haven't
sounds
heard of
great.
that one. But yes, for anybody else who has this or plans to read this, or if you like the Hunger Games series, yeah, I feel like a couple people are saying like you kind of like, or you should remember what happened in the original books or read at least the other
Oh, hey,
prequel.
Sally.
Hey, Sally. Thanks for tuning in. Because she has another prequel with a green cover, and that is Snow's story. Oh, you would have to start the series from the beginning. I don't think you need to, because I didn't. I didn't do a reread of the original 3, even though I really wanted to do that, and I still do want to do that, and I've been really wanting to watch
Because this is
the
a
movies.
prequel.
This is a prequel. So you don't need to. I mean, you can if it helps, I don't know, if it like just helps to jog your memory of like the characters. This is Haymitch's story. So this is when he was younger and like his experience in the games. So yeah, I mean, it's up to you, but I don't really think a reread of the original 3 is absolutely necessary. I have heard people say that it might be helpful to read Snow's story, though, her other prequel, before reading this one. And I didn't do a reread of that one. I just remembered it well enough because I read it recently enough.
Snows is like the prequel.
Yeah.
The prequel.
Yeah, and that one was really good. I did enjoy it. I can already tell I'm enjoying this one more than that one. And that was one of those weird exceptions where I enjoyed the movie more than the book. But I'm really liking.
Will this be a movie as well?
I would imagine it would be, and I definitely want to see it. I love Haymitch, so I'm very excited to go back and watch the movies again sometime soon too, because I really like them.
Well,
but
I like Woody Harrelson.
yeah, well there you go. It is funny. I feel like somebody was saying.
I'm gonna drink this thing.
Somebody was saying that as they were reading the book, they're having a hard time not picturing Woody Harrelson the entire time, even though he's younger in this book. He's like 16.
Young
So
Woody.
it's like, what's a young Woody Harrelson look like? I don't know. Try to
Sure, you
picture
could
that,
look it up.
but not how he looked in the movies, of course.
That's funny.
Yeah, kind of funny.
Yep, so that's the featured book of the week.
I'm excited to get further
yeah.
into it. Tonight, I've always been a Hunger Games fan. I really do need to reread the first 3. I almost said 4 because they made the third book into 2 movies. They did do a part 1 and a part 2. The third book was my least favorite. I feel like always and forever like the first one the best. I know that's not always the case for everybody, but I really enjoyed the original.
It's usually the case. Not always, but usually.
Not always, yep.
All right, so we got a fun episode locked in today.
You've read this series about 5 times? That's
Mindy,
amazing.
Nice work.
Good for you. I am not a big reader.
Those are
That's my issue.
Bigger books too.
The first one isn't.
No.
No, I mean, I don't know.
They're
It's
not,
still a commitment.
They're not as big.
The
as
first
some
one I would
series.
think is probably the shortest one. If I'm like based on, like where you just like based on the width, like when you're holding them without
Yeah.
actually looking at the page
That's
count, I do think the first one is the shortest one, but that's awesome though that you've read them so many times.
So we got a pretty jam-packed episode, pretty fun one. We're gonna try something new. Of course, we're gonna end tonight with everyone's favorite game, Guess That Book. I got 3 books locked in that I feel like are pretty good. I did a little research on the interwebs,
Okay.
and I'll talk more about that later. But you can't see them, they're off screen. But we have a pretty large stack of books. We're gonna be doing, I'm sure you've seen it on the talk and other places, yes, no, maybe.
We've done one
Yeah.
in a shorter format on Instagram. Okay, Catching Fire was your favorite. Yeah, I feel like there's somebody else I follow on Instagram where she said that one's her favorite also.
Is that
The second book. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to.
I've seen the movies. I have not read the book.
Yeah.
The books.
Have you seen all the movies?
I have not seen the new one.
Oh, you didn't see the snow. Yeah,
yes.
that one's very good. I still want
You
him
keep
to
telling me I should watch
I know.
it. It sounds good.
I wanna watch it again because I saw it in theaters and I think I've only seen it once, so we'll have to watch it.
That's good. All right, so we'll be doing yes, no, maybe. So we're gonna show a book. Which one of us have read it, we'll say yes, no, maybe. If we
But then
both,
we'll elaborate on
Yeah,
it more
but-
for this,
yeah,
but because it's longer.
we won't just say yes, no, maybe. We'll say yes, no, maybe, but then we'll also give a little more in-depth detail.
Yes.
If we've both read it, we'll both give an answer.
Perspectives.
And if one of us has read it and the other one hasn't, the other person will say if they want to read it.
That's a good way to do
All
it.
right, and everyone watching along, put your answers in, please. Yes, no, maybe, or heck no, whatever you want to say.
It's okay. It's a safe space. I won't get offended if you're like absolutely not to some of these books.
Or if you want to read it, if you haven't read it,
Maybe
you want to read it.
and it's one that.
But
we
if you
weren't
want to
super
chime in with
excited
your
about, but-
answers, we'll give a little time. And so we'll start from the top. We got a pretty big stack, so we'll try to go fast-ish.
Fast-ish. Not as fast as like the reels that everybody makes. We did do one and people liked it, so we'll have to do another one like where we just kind of do it more quickly.
People
Kinda
did
fun.
like it, yes.
So first up is Bird Box by Josh Mallerman. It took me a while to read this because we actually watched the movie a long time ago
What's your
on
answer?
Netflix. Okay, I'll say that first and then I can go into it.
You've already stopped listening to the rules.
Oh, so sorry. Yes. Okay, this one is on your TBR. So this is a yes. Okay, sorry.
You're giving it a yes. I wasn't sure.
Really?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this one.
You did.
This is a yes for me. If you like unsettling, creepy books. So there we go. That would be more of a little description into it. I wasn't like horrified by it, but I also have a pretty high threshold for this kind of stuff. So I recommend the book and the movie on Netflix. I don't know if they still have it on there.
It's
but
quite disturbing.
it really is. you've seen the movie,
I've seen the movie, yes.
but so would you read the book then? Or would you feel like you don't need to because you saw the
I
movie?
probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
But we do want to read his new book, Incidents Around the House.
Yes. And this one actually has a sequel too, though, that I don't have.
Yes, you're right.
And I would read that because I did read this.
The sequel, yes, I would read that.
Called Mallory, because the main character in this book is called Mallory. Is it horror? I do believe it falls into the horror category, yes.
Yes.
I feel like it's maybe verging on, like, psychological thriller, but I want to say that if you were to Google it, I feel like the main genre would be horror.
Yeah, it's just more unsettling.
But, yeah, I feel like it's more
and
unsettling.
there's children involved.
Yeah.
But
I know. I feel like if you have some other questions about it, we can definitely chat too, because I can kind of give some like content warnings. But I feel like it's, I don't know. Again, it's like relative, but for me, I feel like it's like mild on the horror scale. Oh, you have the sequel in your physical TBR.
Ooh,
Awesome.
that-
I
we-
do need to get
we don't
it.
own
I've
that,
been
yes.
wanting to get it because I definitely will read it. But yeah, I would recommend if you can handle like mild horror.
I'll give it a yes.
It's disturbing, yes.
I wasn't sure when you saw that one if you were gonna go yes.
Oh.
I was thinking maybe.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty.
Well, then I don't know. Maybe I need to
Unsettling.
change my answer to maybe if it's like, it'd be a yes for me, but not
You
necessarily
have to
for
answer.
someone else.
Yes, for you it's a yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Do you want to do the next one?
No, just start from the top.
Okay.
Go from the top. Katie has obviously read way more books than I have.
I know. I feel like we pulled some, though, that we both have read. And then I think maybe, I'm trying to think if there's any on here that you've read and I haven't. We'll find out.
I think so.
Okay. And so I didn't pull all fiction. I think I picked another nonfiction one too.
You did.
This is Born a Crime by Trevor Noah, Stories from a South African Childhood. I would say yes, and for myself and for other people. If you're not familiar with him, he is a comedian. I don't know if he's written anything else besides this, but like it's very interesting because it's like a heavy topic because he does, give a lot of insight into his background and upbringing, which was definitely not happy a lot of the time. But he somehow, as a comedian, can like make light of certain situations. So I feel like it made this book a little like easier to digest as well, because you clearly have compassion for him and his story, but he also could legit, like, there were moments where I was laughing and you feel like you're not supposed to be laughing, but just the way that he wrote it. A soul-nourishing pleasure, an enormous gift. The compelling, inspiring, and comically sublime story of one man's coming of age set during the twilight of apartheid, I think is how you say that, and the tumultuous days of freedom that followed. So, yeah.
Apartheid.
What? That's how you say it?
Apartheid, yes.
Okay. I need to know how to say things before I try on
I help you out.
But yeah, I would say yes.
Do you know if he reads the audiobook?
I don't, but it'd be really cool.
Because
Because
he's got like he's got a really awesome voice.
Yeah, so I read this physically, but I would probably really like to listen to it on audio.
Especially
Maybe you would.
Especially if he reads it.
Yeah.
Because he's got a really.
So yeah, I would say yes to that one. Let's find one that you can talk about.
Yes, sir.
Here you go.
Well, this one we both read.
I know, but you could talk about it. Or say what you would say first.
Yeah, so. Christmas Presents by Lisa Unger. I would say maybe. This is a maybe for me. What about for you?
I would also say maybe.
I liked it. I liked it enough to not say no. But it was also very confusing.
Yeah. I feel like, I think maybe we said this in a previous video. I don't know, like maybe like more right after we
were
read
talking
it,
about this one quite a bit, like around Christmas.
that I would say if you're going to read something that's not like a light and fluffy romance at Christmas time and you want something different, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this one. I would say maybe prioritize some other books that are in this vein. Like if you want like a thriller at Christmas time, because I mean that is what this is. Like you honestly could read it like anytime really, or like in winter, because it just takes place like leading up to Christmas. But I don't know. It was fun to read during the Christmas season.
It was good. The ending was unique. The ending was good, but it was just very confusing.
Yeah.
It jumped around a lot, and you weren't always sure which character.
She didn't have
Correct.
the chapters labeled as such.
Like,
So
yeah,
that
from what
felt like that
perspective?
could have been an easy fix. Like, Right, because if you're going to do that in a book, it needs to be clearly specified. Because, yeah, sometimes it would take me till I was like halfway down a page to figure out which time we were in,
Correct.
which narrator we were hearing from. So that did kind of take away from my overall experience, and I know it did
So
for you
we
too.
were pretty excited for this book. So it was a little disappointing, but it was still good. It's
Still a good
obviously
story,
not a
and
big
it had a pretty
book or
good
anything.
twist,
So
I feel like. So
yeah, the ending was
yeah, maybe
enjoyable.
Maybe check it out.
Enough. Maybe.
Yeah. Next up is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I would say definitely yes. And this book is always going to hold a special place in my heart because it was the very first book that my in-person book club read. So we really, really collectively enjoyed this one. It's like a, not locked room. It'd be an island mystery. I always want to say, I mean, there's locked room, where it's like a whodunit, and they're
locked
all
island.
right, because they're on this secluded island for a wedding, and it's like however many different characters, who's the suspect, it's and I feel like she did a really good job trying to steer you away from who it actually was. This one is on your TBR.
Great.
Yeah, it's great. I also really enjoyed. Oh, you liked this one too. I really enjoyed The Paris Apartment, also by Lucy Foley, and then there's a different one that I started, and I still have not gotten back to it. But it just goes to show that just because you've liked a couple books by a certain author, it doesn't mean you'll like all their books. So you'll have to let me know if you've read The Hunting Party by her. That is another one. That's one that I was kind of struggling with because I felt like it was a little too slow burn for a thriller, and it had lots of characters to follow. And I was just kind of like, all right, I want to come on, let's have some action here. And it was just all this backstory for all of these characters. And so I was struggling, but I do still kind of want to give that one another shot. And then there's a different one by her that I have on my shelf that I will get to eventually. Did you like The Paris Apartment, Sally? I actually read that one first before this one, and this one came out before that one. But yeah, I really enjoyed both of them. So I would say yes. And I thought it was, great, kept my attention. The pacing was good, all that. Oh, you liked The Hunting Party, and you did like The Paris Apartment, Sally. Awesome. So yeah, we can move on. Do you want to talk about one? I don't want to be talking about all of them. This is another one we both read.
All right, up next. We Used to Live Here. This is a yes for me.
It's a yes for me too.
This is a yes. This was probably one of our most well-discussed virtual book club books just because it was so bizarre and there was a lot to unpack.
Yeah. We were all very confused, but in the best way.
Yeah.
The author obviously did that on purpose.
This book left you hanging.
Oh, big time
yes for Mindy. Yeah, this was so good. I think I've shared this before, but there was a point when I was reading this book alone where I had to go and lock the back door because I was just so unsettled by some of the things that happened. But really, really clever book. The premise is very, very creepy, and it just seemed very realistic to me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't.
Yeah.
But this main character, Thomas, was just he was a crazy dude. So I'm excited for. There's supposed to be a second.
Yes, very unhinged. That's the perfect.
There's supposed to be a second book, so I'm very excited to see what happens.
3 books. I don't know. We'll see.
We
need some answers and some more clarification because he definitely.
Yeah.
You liked it, but also.
Oh yeah, the ending.
I mean, and another fun thing about this book that I wasn't even doing at first until a lot of the people in our group said, "Oh, are you guys figuring out the Morse code?" There's Morse code in this book, which is kind of fun. So then there's a message by the end of the book that we still didn't even fully.
Unfortunately, the message wasn't super helpful either.
Understand. So I do think the author did it on purpose. Which is a little bit infuriating, but also intriguing.
But that's why I like this book so much, because I'm still thinking about it.
A book that sticks with you. And then this one is actually optioned for Netflix, I believe, as well.
Listen to an audio?
Oh, you listen to it on audio? Ooh, that'd be kind of creepy. I don't know if I could do it on audio.
Yes. The book's very rough.
It's rough. It's got
like
kind of an interesting feel to
grip.
it. But yes, they are supposed to be having or I guess I can't say if it's a movie. I don't know if it's going to be a movie or a series.
I thought it was a movie.
I think movie. So hopefully. It's supposed to have Blake Lively in it, and I don't know who the other main woman character
I wonder who
would
plays
be.
Thomas.
I don't know.
Dude is terrifying.
I don't know. But yeah, we both really enjoyed this, and our book club did too overall.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a yes. Again, with the the side note of if you can handle because I do believe this one falls into horror as well, but also just like a psychological thriller, because it just kind of messes with your head.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, again, I must have a pretty high threshold, because I could read it right before going to bed and sleep just fine. I don't know if that means there's something unhinged in my brain. I'm not really sure, but I was like, oh, good night. Yeah.
Good night.
This next one is funny because it's kind of controversial between the two of us, and he's never read it, but he's watched part of the movie adaptation and was like, no, I'm done. But I really enjoyed this book. This is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm a big fan of hers. I've still not read everything by her, but everything I've read by her I have enjoyed. And this one, I guess I would say, is controversial, which she writes controversial books most of the time, really, which is, I think, why I'm intrigued by it, because I don't know, it's definitely good for discussion. It gets people like being like, okay, what would you do in this situation? And this is one of those situations where you're like, because Cory's like, that's so far-fetched, so I can let him speak for himself. But the premise of this story is, and it's no spoilers, because I think it even says it on the back of the book, like what happens. But this woman and her husband, they are high school sweethearts, and he goes on a trip, I think not long after they get married or something like that. I'm trying to remember, because it's been a while. Or maybe it was her fiance. Yeah.
No, they were married.
Okay, married. Yeah, I think they were married. he remembers
They
this.
were
He's
married.
got some stuff to say about this. But he goes on a trip and he doesn't return. So, and it's been like quite some time. I think I want to say like 3 years or something. They still have not found him. They've basically presumed him dead. So, this woman, though, they show her and talk about her. The reason I said show is because we also watched the movie. But in the book, they depict her grieving. She obviously didn't move on 2 seconds after he was, gone.
She did.
She didn't.
Way too fast.
But so clearly it's called One True Loves. Okay, you didn't care for Malibu Rising.
We did love
But you like Daisy Jones and Evelyn Hugo. I loved both of those. And I would say I didn't not care for Malibu Rising, but I liked it the least out of all of the books that I've read by her. So I agree with you there. But yeah, so it's called One True Loves, plural, because then she reconnects with a guy that she also knew, that I think kind of always had a thing for her, but she, of course, was with the other guy and ended up marrying him. And so they do have a past, but she was never like romantically involved with this other guy. So they connect and fall in love because she does think that her husband died. So I don't really want to spoil anything else. Like, I feel like this book is like hard not to spoil.
You've said too much already.
Probably. But I really enjoyed this book. Let me know if you've read it or if you like anything else by her.
And she's got a new book coming out next month,
She does have a new
right?
June. I think
June,
right away
Atmosphere.
in June. And I already pre-ordered that one. So
you
I'm
did?
very
Nice.
excited for that.
I forgot.
You remember. You forgot. Now when it shows up, it'll be like, oh, it's a free book. I mean, according to
Remember,
book math,
if you
right?
pre-order a book,
Yep.
when you get it, it doesn't count.
Oh, you just picked up after I do. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I have not read that one yet. I just did a TJR post recently on Instagram. Maybe you saw it, Sally. And I was kind of like marking off the ones that I've read already and then ones that I still need to read. There was a different one. Maybe in Another Life was one that a couple different people said they really enjoyed. So I think that'll be like I'm going to read Carrie Soto, that one. Carrie Soto is back. I'll read that one first. That one's been on my shelf for a long time.
You have Ooh.
Oh, Daisy Jones, it's so good. It is one of my all-time favorite books ever, actually.
It's good on audio,
maybe I
too.
should have showed you that one, but I was like, I'll pick one of her books, and this one, it comes in a close second for me. So I really love Daisy Jones. This would be like my second favorite by her. So my answer for me is yes, but if you have a problem with like a weird love triangle type situation, or don't like second chance romance or any of those things, then maybe not. So I could say maybe.
It reminds me a little bit of the movie Castaway with Tom Hanks. It's kind of a similar premise. That's all I'll say.
Okay, I know. I feel like
The show was so good.
Yeah, so he watched the show with me, but didn't read the book, and I loved both. I thought they did an excellent job with the show.
The show was very...
And we actually have the music on vinyl too, which has been
their
is really fun
soundtrack,
to listen
which
to.
was amazing.
But it's like a fictional
Some good
band,
tunes.
but then like actually produced an album.
We bought
that's
it on vinyl.
awesome. Yeah.
Listen, yeah, on audio.
Yeah, it was great. The casting was perfect too. So
Love the show too.
yes.
All right,
All right,
up
next up.
You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. This was a yes for me. Was that a
Definite yes for me as well.
Yeah, this book had one of the best endings.
Some pretty big twists at the end.
Yeah, one of the best
There's a reason
endings
she's
I have read.
Queen of Twists, which I think it says on most of the fronts of most of her
Yeah,
books.
Colleen Hoover said that.
Yes.
But if you want, I mean, this is told from dual perspectives. The whole book's just really, I don't know, it's just really ominous.
And there was a point, and I think he said the same thing, where I was like, is this a romance or is this a thriller? Like, I was just like, not that you can't ever put both those things in a book, because clearly she started to do that, but I was just like, where is this book going exactly?
Yeah, so you have two unreliable narrators told from both their
I know, you feel like
perspectives.
you can't trust either one of them.
And the ending was just, it blew my mind. It really blew my mind. This book was awesome.
She calls this her Airbnb thriller, because the premise is that this woman wants to have a getaway, and she ends up at this I mean, come on, look at the cover. I wouldn't stay there like by myself or like with the owner of the Airbnb.
My first neighbor was.
Oh,
Where the bodies are.
That's a good one.
That one's excellent too.
We did not grab that one.
If you want to introduce yourself to Geneva, this would be a great book.
Yeah, really, honestly, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, The Perfect Marriage, I think, was the first book that I read by her. Loved that book, and now I feel like she outdid herself with the sequel, which actually publishes next month, so it's not out yet, but I got to read it early on my Kindle, and man, that doesn't always happen, because I feel like that's hard to, like, one-up yourself, like, when you write a really good first book, and then to have to, like, follow that up, but I actually liked it better than the first, so.
Really? Perfect Marriage.
Okay,
So.
yeah, I don't know, I would recommend pretty much everything that she's written.
Yeah.
I didn't totally love One of Us is Dead, because I'm not big into like the drama and then a thriller. Like, it very much reminded me of like Desperate Housewives, and I never watched that show and didn't care for it.
Can't wait till it's released.
Which one? The Perfect Divorce? Is that the one you're talking about,
Yeah.
Sally? Yeah, we're gonna
meet her again.
Her event next month. So we've already met her. We met her like almost a year ago for the first time at a book signing, and now we get to go to like her, tour for her new book.
So we're gonna meet her again. That's gonna be cool.
So we'll each get a physical copy of the book.
Just a quick heads up too. We're gonna be giving away a signed copy.
We'll give away one of our copies. Yeah.
So we're getting 2 signed copies from her. So we're gonna give away one of our signed copies of The Perfect Divorce.
Yes.
And we
So you'll want to enter that.
stay
giveaway
tuned. I don't know how we're gonna
when
do it, but
do
that's
that.
the plan. 'Cause we don't need 2.
We don't need both. I
don't-
mean, we do have multiple copies of certain books, but it's because they're slightly different versions. But we
Yeah.
don't need the same
or they're
identical.
or they're
copy.
personalized
Yes.
signatures. These ones will not be.
Yes, because the ticket to the event, like, you have to purchase the book, which is fine, but it's like we couldn't just like only purchase one and both get in. So we're like, all right, well, we'll give away one. So
Stay tuned. All right, we gotta get moving.
Man. Okay. I'll say a little less. Yes, Just for the Summer, Abby Jimenez. I don't think I will ever come on and say no to any of her books, or Emily Henry for that matter.
What about maybe?
I couldn't even say maybe. Nope.
They're all yeses.
They're all yes. If you've not read anything by her, highly recommend. I mean, I guess if we're needing to speed things up, I'd say no notes. Just yes. Absolutely yes.
Must read for the summer.
Yep. Well, I mean, you could read it
Anytime.
anytime, really, but it does say Just for the Summer.
I mean, if you're drinking a drink like this.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Then it fits perfectly. Here, let's do like a double feature, because these are by the same author.
Ooh.
Yes, her books are great. And she has a new one coming out too next week. I'm so excited.
Did you pre-order it?
I didn't. I'm just going to go buy it on Pub Day. It's kind of fun to do too. I pre-order some books. You should let us know in the comments too. Do you pre-order books ever? Or do you just like wait till the day it comes out and go get it? Or wait till it's been out for a little while? What's your vibe? Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Just for the Summer, it's so good. I don't know. I like to do a bit of both, but there's also something to be said. It's kind of like an exciting experience to physically go and buy the book at a store, like on the day that it comes out. So that's what I'll do next week. And that's what I did for
It's more exciting. Yes.
Sunrise on the Reaping. So you do pre-order some. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know how I decide that one way or the other, but yeah.
You usually do if they have like special stuff.
Yeah, if they offer some swag, or
Sometimes
it's
they
gonna be
offer like
signed, or like
stickers and
something,
sign.
then I will. Yeah. So next up, these are both by Riley Sager. Any Riley Sager fans in the house? I still have not read everything by him because he has a lot of books. But we're gonna go with Maybe for The House Across the Lake, and Yes for The Only One Left. This one, I was just kind of like, about. Like, I felt like it went in a really odd direction. I mean, I still enjoyed it enough to keep reading it. I don't know. Okay, you haven't read anything by him yet. I'll be honest, this was actually one that I had a hard time going to sleep, like with certain things in it. It just got kind of sinister and like a really, I don't know. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to spoil it. If you can handle, I don't know, just some weird stuff, then yeah, I would say maybe. You haven't read him yet. Yeah, I've read 3 books by him so far, and one was like a no. This is a maybe. Okay. Yeah, and you wait a bit. That's smart. I'm sure you save a lot of money.
Very
that way.
wise, yes. Very wise.
I'm impatient, so that's me over here. This one I would say absolutely yes. Again, this is another like example of same author, but you may not really love every single book they write.
That would be a good one to start with,
but
right?
this is amazing. The only one left.
To get into them with?
Yeah, so yes, for sure on that one.
Yesums. All right. Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zahner. This is a yes. If you need a good memoir, this is the one.
And I say yes as well. That's when I did the audiobook and Cory read the physical book. And she does read her own audiobook, so that was a really fun experience.
If you need a memoir, here's one to start with. Check it out. It's super good. Really heartfelt. Mindy said yes to it as well.
Yeah.
Great book. I thought it was excellent. It reads like a nonfiction.
Reads like fiction, you mean?
Reads like fiction, but it is nonfiction.
Yes.
And
she tells her story so beautifully, and it's actually a pretty sad story.
It'll make you sad, make you hungry.
Make you hungry, yeah, for foodies. But very good.
Give this, everyone's got to read this book. I think it's so well done.
Oh, our pile is going to start falling over.
It'll happen.
Right. If we really start getting short on time, we'll just have to not show all of these, which is fine. But, okay, this could be a controversial thing for me, but I'm going to say it. No. At least no for me.
First no?
I'd say no for me, maybe for you. Apparently it worked for a lot of people, but I was not one of them.
It worked for a ton of people.
The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I was really excited to read this book, and I just didn't really get it, if I'm being perfectly honest. I did a combination of the audiobook and the physical book. I did like the audiobook more than the physical, but it's not really saying much if I still struggled. A big
Carly
no
said
from
no
you.
Too.
I didn't get the hype. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you to read instead of this. I'm trying to think of something that could be like a better option, but yeah. And I'm honestly not really excited to read anything else by the author because I feel like if her books are similar in some way, I don't know. Did you DNF? No, I actually powered through and read the whole thing. If I had not been doing it as a buddy read, I would have stopped reading, yes. The only reason I kept going is because I would have felt bad if I stopped because my friend finished it like quite a bit before I did. And so I felt like she was like waiting. She told me like, don't do that in the future. Like if you are really not liking something, don't finish it for my sake. Not really, no.
She liking it?
No.
She's a tough critic though.
Yeah.
All right. Up next for me is a book that I have talked about a lot because it's one of my favorite books I've read so far since I've been reading. The Eyes of the Best Part by Monica Kim. This is a yes for me. You read it too,
It's a yes for me too.
You said it was a yes?
Yeah, I really liked it a
This
lot.
was just a really good book. It's obviously a little creepy.
Not
as creepy as
unsettling.
Not as creepy as you would think.
Based on the cover, yeah.
But it's a little unsettling. It's about Mindy said maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's not for everyone, obviously, but I thought I really liked it. This was a book I was really invested into, and I love the ending so much. I thought the ending was brilliant. And a little bit of a twist. A little bit of a twist, but really like this book. I like Monica. I hope she writes another book.
It was really well written. I was incredibly impressed that this is a debut.
Yeah, so I'm really hoping she writes another book. I haven't heard anything because I would definitely read it, but I think this was the first book I read from Aardvark. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
No, one of them.
Maybe
second.
One of the first.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Rage is best served raw. I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah. All right, here's another controversial one here. Don't Hate Me. maybe you agree with me. But if you don't, please still like me. I can't really say wholeheartedly that I'm a total Colleen Hoover fan. However, everything I have read by her, I don't plan to read everything she's ever written. I'm not that obsessed, but I have enjoyed everything I've read by her. And this one, including this one, It Ends With Us. So I would say yes. If you haven't read her, maybe give it a chance. So I guess maybe it's a maybe for you. It's a definite yes for me. I also really enjoyed the movie. What I will say really quickly is, in my opinion, you said yes, Sally? A lot of people think that she glorifies domestic abuse in this story, and I don't really see that. I don't think
Couldn't get Nicole.
Okay, you did read Ugly Love and Verity. You DNF'd
Carly
this one?
DNF.
That's fair. It's not for everyone. I don't think she did, in my humble opinion. And actually, at the end, she talks about her own experience. And this is one of those instances where I actually liked the movie better than the book, but I still really enjoyed the book. I thought they did a really good job with the movie, personally. But of course, not everything is exactly the same, because you can't fit in all of that, in a movie like you do in a book with all of the extra details. But yeah, so Coho has her own, past and experience with domestic abuse in her own household. So she clearly wrote from a place of personal experience, and I don't think it was romanticized, I think is the word I was looking for before. Yeah, because yes, there is a romance that starts in the book, but isn't that how all, relationships start like that and can go sour? So anyway, I thought it was a really well-written story, and I like the sequel as well. I probably like the sequel slightly more because it's a little bit happier.
That's true.
That one's called It Starts With Us. So that's actually even though they're kind of almost backwards. Like the first one is It Ends With Us, and the second one is called It Starts With Us, but that's actually the sequel. So if anybody's read the sequel, let me know. But yeah, let's move on.
You gave it a yeah? All right.
Yeah, yes for me.
All right.
Maybe
What do we
for
got
other
here?
people.
So this is the first aardvark book I read. I just realized this.
Yeah, I think that was
All
your
the
first one.
Dark Places by Terry Parlato. This book is really good. This book I read really quickly because I liked it so much. And it was multiple perspectives. It's more of a mystery. It's a mystery, detective mystery.
Yeah, it's pretty tame on the thriller aspect, I would say.
Definitely more mystery because it is trying to figure out with detective, like, who done it. And there's a lot of suspects. There's like 12 suspects. And the ending I did not see coming. This book was really good. This is what I've been recommending to a lot of people if they want to get like into thrillers, mysteries, because it is tame and it is really fast paced.
Yeah, if you're looking for something that's like probably not going to keep you up at night or scare you too much, I would say this one's pretty mild.
Yeah, and she has a new,
definite yes for me as well. I've obviously read this one too.
She has a new book that came out recently. I really want to read too, so I'm hoping fit that one in sometime because I know I'll like it.
Sometime soon.
Someday.
Soonish.
Someday soonish.
All right, what do you think? Should we not do the rest of these?
We can do them. Let's go quick.
Okay, well I can't be quick, so I feel like we
Be
need
quicker.
I feel like we need to not do some of these because we're gonna run out of time here. We don't want to keep you guys past our hour mark.
Say the yes, the no, or the maybe.
Okay. What Happened to the McRaes by Tracy Lang? Yes, 1000%. This is like in my top 2 favorite books so far this year, and becoming like a favorite book ever in my lifetime. So definite.
You're gonna give it a definite yes.
If you have not read anything by Tracy Lang yet, this is your sign. There we go.
So, anyone in our virtual book club, see if you agree with me on this one. You probably do, but I gotta give it a maybe.
That'll be a maybe for me too.
I can't give it a quite yes. It wasn't quite there for me. It did have a lot of things going for it that I liked, and it did read pretty well, but it just a little,
I think it was disappointing for me too, especially because I thought it would be more fast-paced thriller, and it was actually like a slow burn mystery.
Correct.
And so I found myself bored a lot of the time.
It's a beautiful book, though. I love the book. So that's a maybe.
Okay, let's see what else we got. I can't speak to that one because you read that and I didn't. Okay, here's another, this wouldn't be controversial, but it would be like a hyped book, but that maybe some people didn't enjoy it. But I would say yes. If you have not done a deep dive into the Housemaid series by Frida McFadden, I would say it's worth the hype. And I don't know, in my opinion, I think it is. I really enjoyed it. Is it the best writing ever? No, but it's a popcorn thriller, which is what I think a lot of, or what her books are, I think, called. You enjoyed this one too, Sally? Yeah, I feel like it's a maybe, Carly. Okay. It was, yeah, it's fast paced. I definitely wanted to know what was going to happen.
Big yes. Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, I've not read anything else by her yet. So this is my very first book. I still need to read, so I need to get going with the sequel. But yeah, I'm excited to go further into this series and check out some of her other stuff as well. And this is going to be a movie at the end of the year, so that is exciting.
Cool.
But yeah, I would say yes. Give her a chance. Read this one. I feel like it was just really enjoyable. It was like a fun read.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, definitely disturbing, but.
You like to don't have the desire to. Oh.
Okay.
Ooh, Sally's a Frida
All right,
fan.
Frida fan. Love it. I know. I feel like some people really love her, and then there's people who are like, just no. I almost feel like there's two camps.
There's no maybes.
Yep.
All right, so I've talked about this one quite a bit recently, but this was gonna be a no for me. It just didn't work. Didn't work for me.
The world behind.
I still do want to watch the Netflix movie, just to see if I like that more. But
I'd watch the movie, but yeah, I won't read the book.
This one's gonna be a no.
He didn't sell it.
It's gonna be
to
a no
very
for me.
well.
I was very excited, but I can't do it. Just can't do it.
Okay. The Favorites by Lane Fargo. Yes, yes, yes. If you like Daisy Jones, I would highly recommend this book.
You would. All right. Up here, I haven't talked about this one in a while because I read it a long time ago. Hedging your bets. It's in maybe. I do not do well.
Which one did you love, Sally? The Favorites?
I do not
Or this
do
book?
well with enemies to lovers. I just cannot handle it. Like I loved this book. I'm very looking forward to because I love gardening and the plot was really excellent. I thought I had a good idea, but man, they were enemies for way too long.
Yes, The Favorites.
Way too long, and once they got together, I was like, okay, that's pretty good book. But it took them forever to get together, and that just didn't work for me. I realized enemies to lovers.
It's not for everyone.
It's not my thing, but maybe it was a cute read if you need a summer rom
Well, it looks
com.
like spring. I don't know. Spring or summer?
It was
When did it take place? Do you remember?
in the summer.
Summertime?
Because there was
Okay.
a gardening competition.
Okay. All right. Speaking of summer, I guess I did put one of her books in this pile. I thought maybe I didn't. I have to have M. Hen represented, seeing as how this was my absolute favorite read of 2024. So this was my favorite out of all the books I read in 2024. Funny story. She can do no wrong. And when I say that I would read her grocery list, I actually do, because she calls it her grocery list, her newsletter that I get to my email. I'm obsessed with her.
Brilliant.
Her and Abby Jimenez are my favorite romance authors. This one is excellent. You just bought your first Emily Henry book. I'm so excited.
Which one?
I'm like a proud mom right now. Yeah, which one? I mean, you can't
That's
go wrong
important.
with any of her books because they're not interconnected. So she does hers a little different than Abby. Hers are all standalones with like no crossover characters or anything like that. But I love this cover too. Book lovers. Okay, that one is like my second favorite with her. And like look at the fun binding on this too with all the lemons. Ugh. And she has a new book coming out also. I cannot wait. Towards the end of April. So that's a yes, a million times yes.
All right, 3 more to go.
And then we have our other
All right.
things to do still.
Misery by Stephen King. This was my first Stephen King book. It's a yes. It's a yes for me.
Really?
Yes.
I'm surprised.
I can't say a definite yes, but it's a yes. I liked it enough to want to read another book by him.
Yes. A book
But
about
I
books.
would say it was a little slow. The middle was slow. I love the end of the book. I love the beginning of the book. But the middle, like 150 pages, was very, very slow moving. But I did like it. I thought it was interesting. I was trying to watch the movie, but it's very hard to find because it's such an old movie.
And see, I would watch the movie with you, but I'm going to say no, I'm not interested in reading this one.
Yeah.
Because you had said it's pretty slow, and I really struggle with that. I do want to read Stephen King, but it wouldn't be this book.
Yeah, so I'm going to give it a yes. It's not like a definite yes, but there's enough there. I'm going to plan on reading Pet Cemetery this October
Okay.
for my second Stephen King book.
All right. In the Lives of Puppets by T.J. Klune. I feel like we've talked about this book a lot. This is a definite yes for me.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Double
from him.
thumbs.
Yep, and we both especially recommend it on audio. So that was a really good, not virtual, in-person book club choice. We had great discussion.
All right, last but not least, I'm interested in your on this one. I'm going to give The Banned Bookshop of Maggie Banks. I'm giving it a maybe.
That would be a maybe for me too.
It could be a no, but it's a maybe. I thought it was interesting enough premise, and the character was, mostly likable.
Yeah, I feel like there was never a point where I wanted to stop reading it. I liked it enough to keep reading it.
It wasn't a book that I was like super itching to pick up to read, but I was also not like, I gotta give up this book.
Yeah. It had an interesting enough premise.
Definite maybe. It's about bookstores and books, so
The love of books,
hard to
books
not-
bringing people together.
it's hard to not like it.
Yeah.
So that was all of them.
Oh wow, that was a lot. We got a little carried away.
I don't know. We're on track.
All right.
Yeah. So that was
If you
the
needed
yes,
some
no,
more
maybe.
book ideas, you're welcome. Or books to maybe take off your TBR.
Do you really
maybe
need
not
more book recommendations?
Not prioritize them as much.
Maybe as well.
You liked it. Yeah, it was like I liked it but didn't love it.
That's a good is a good word for it.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable.
Yeah. All right. So we did our featured book. We did that.
We did
Now
that.
We got the game.
We got to dig into the game. Who's ready to play Guess That Book? If you don't know how this works, I'm going to read a description of a book off of Goodreads. You got to guess that book and author.
Okay.
So I was doing some research before this on interwebs, and I was looking at lists of like the top 100 books of 2024. So that's a hint. They're from last year.
Okay.
And there was 3 books that kept coming up.
Okay.
Pretty much on the tops of like all the lists. So that's a little hint.
Okay.
So they are very popular books, very well known. But will you know from the description?
Well, then I'm gonna feel really bad about myself if I don't know.
You may
They
not.
are.
Yeah, there was one book
Especially
that I.
when you're prefacing it with, they're really popular books and they're on all these lists. Well,
one of the top 100 books of 2024.
have I read any of them?
No, you have
These
not.
are all ones I've not
I
read.
can't do one you've
Oh,
read.
yeah, that's right. Okay, I don't think
You
you've
would-
done. Yeah, none of the ones you've done so far. Ones that I've
You
read.
cannot do that. All right, who's up for number 1? All the colors
of
of
the
the
dark.
dark.
That's
Sally.
a very popular book.
That's not one
I
of them.
can't remember. Did you end up liking it, Sally? Because I remember we kind of both read it around the same time. It just took me forever to get through it. I had to take a break and come back to it.
So this is a book I actually had not heard of before doing this, but this book was on the top of every one of the lists I brought up.
Okay.
So I'd be interested if you've heard of it.
I'm glad you loved it, Sally. I really enjoyed it too. I ended up enjoying it.
But I think it's something you're gonna have to read because it's like, man,
Okay.
I couldn't believe it. I can't say the second word. I kept trying to practice saying it.
Oh, okay.
Irreverently. Okay, I got it. An irreverently sexy, tender, hilarious, and surprising novel about a woman appending her life. A semi-famous artist announces her plan to drive cross-country from LA to New York. 20 minutes after leaving her husband and child at home, she spontaneously exits the freeway, beds down in a nondescript motel, and immerses herself in a temporary reinvention. All fours, yeah.
Oh.
Good
Never heard
job,
of it.
Meg, yeah.
I've never even heard of it. And that's one of the most popular books of 2024.
It was on the top of every list.
Who is it by?
It's by Miranda July.
Never heard of it.
I know, that's what I was saying. Meg's obviously read it and heard of it. But I guess you gotta check it out. It was
Okay.
I was like every list I'm like top. It was one of the top books.
Well,
of
people just aren't
2024.
talking about it on Bookstagram.
Well, it's about time we start
Because
talking
that's where
about
I
it.
hear about all the books for the most part.
Just heard. Oh, you haven't. Oh,
You haven't read
just
it.
heard.
You've
of
heard about it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
All
that's,
right. Good job.
Yeah. So definitely one to check out because I was really surprised.
All right, next one.
Number 2. Okay. This is one that you do own. Hope I haven't done this one already before, but maybe I have.
Okay, well,
I don't think I
guess
have.
we'll find out.
Okay. Andy loves Jen. Jen loved Andy, and he can't work out why she stopped. Now he is without a home, waiting for his stand-up career to take off, wondering why everyone else around him seems to have grown up while he wasn't looking. Set adrift on the sea of heartbreak, Andy clings to the idea of solving the puzzle of his ruined relationship. Because if he can find the answer to that, then maybe Jen can find her way back to him. But Andy still has a lot to learn, not least his ex-girlfriend's side of the story.
You looked at this one on the bookshelf at Barnes & Noble many times.
But you can't... Yeah, it's got a very unique cover. You do own it.
Is it good material?
Good material.
Yeah, by Dolly Alderton.
Yes, that's the one. Good material by Dolly.
We're reading that for in-person book club this summer.
Which month?
I know you should read it because it's from the man's perspective, actually, which I think would be really interesting.
Yeah. Yes, I might have to do that one.
Yeah, I can't remember if we're doing it. Maybe July. That might be right. You might have to read it with us.
All right, this next one I think is pretty easy. I'm going to try not to ruin it too much, but this book is really huge right now. I mean, everyone's talking about it, and I see it at the bookstore all the time.
Okay.
I got to try to read it without ruining everything, but I'm just going to ruin it. But, all right. Where should I start? Okay. Told from the enslaved Jim's point of view.
James. Sorry, I should have let somebody else guess, but especially right when you said, I've been seeing it at the bookstore everywhere. I'm like, yeah, I already know what it is.
Who's the author?
Percival Everett.
Percival Everett.
Got it.
James, the reimagining of Huckleberry Finn.
I need to.
I know.
I really need to buy that book.
I was waiting for James. Oh, you were waiting for it. Ah. Yeah.
Yep.
That's good.
Has anybody read it?
Yeah, who's read it?
Because I read Huck Finn, way back. So I am interested in James.
It's number one.
It was a good one. Good. I have it set to actually read on my Kindle soon, but I feel like I'd rather own the physical book. So maybe let me know if I should own it or if it's.
Yeah, he has another book called Trees.
Okay,
that
you didn't love the
read.
ending.
Yeah.
All right, but still recommend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I might read his book Trees first. I'm interested in that one, but yeah, we'll see. Every time I go to the bookstore, I want to grab it.
Oh, next for you. Awesome.
I will not. We don't have it yet. We don't own it yet.
No.
Minnie listened on audio. Nice. I bet it sounds pretty good. I'd have to be in the right mood to read it.
I feel like it's a really short book too, because I've held it in my hands before. It looks like a pretty thin book.
I don't think so.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Define a thin book. How many pages
Like
is
right
a
around
thin
300
book?
pages or less. Am I wrong?
I don't
Has somebody
think-
read the physical book?
I don't think 300 pages is thin.
Well, maybe you can check. Because I feel like I have picked it up at the bookstore.
Yeah. I would define a thin book as like 200.
Oh, I still think like right around 300
Yeah.
is.
You don't, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And
Yeah,
no,
I don't
I've
think
read
you
it,
have to.
but it's been a long time. But I wasn't planning to reread it. I would just read James.
It's got a 4.5 on Goodreads, which that's an excellent rating.
Oh
for
yeah, that's
Goodreads.
really good. Because through the Libby app, I am on hold to read it on my Kindle, but I feel like I might want to have the book.
It's 303 pages, so you're
Okay,
you're all right. I don't consider 300 pages
I
thin.
still think that's a pretty short book overall.
It's a good size book. 300 is a good size.
Because let's see, for example, this one's, more than that, but still not. It's like verging on 330 pages, so it does make it a little
Yeah.
thicker.
Well, thank you for
This
playing
one.
Guess That Book. I didn't stump anyone. I read like half a sentence and Katie
It's
got
like
one.
James. All you had to say was enslaved.
Well,
and I was like,
how did you remember, I kept seeing it at the bookstore, because
because we both
I
talk
always
about
pick it up.
I feel
Oh,
like
God, it's
that's
James
one
again.
that we've seen a lot, or the Heaven and Earth grocery store. That one is featured a lot.
I need to get that one.
I feel like we kind of should have that one too.
Yeah, and the berry pickers. I keep wanting to get the berry pickers. I need it.
Don't tell me all these things because I'm going to the bookstore next Tuesday to get. I'm only supposed to be getting one book, the Abby Jimenez one that comes out next Tuesday. And lucky for me, she actually has her books come out in paperback.
What was the book I said
So they're
yesterday
cheaper.
that I was wanting to get? I don't know. It was too many.
Oh man, yeah, it's never ending.
I almost finished my pink lemonade.
I'm almost done with this thing. This is really good, by the way. again, let us know if you've been to Trader Joe's. Oh, the berry pickers is very,
Very
slow.
slow. Oh, okay.
Good to know, because
Everyone
don't
knows
know.
I enjoy a slow book.
Abby's book is hardback this time? I did not hear that. Okay, because normally she releases them paperback right away. Like Emily's, Emily Henry, she does hers, hardcover, and then you have to wait like a year to get them paperback. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. There are people who do that because they want all the same. I'm like, no, there's no way.
Why wait? Special edition at Barnes & Noble.
Special edition. Thank you. Okay, well, I think I know where I'm going next Tuesday. That's where I went for the Hunger Games book. Oh, Canada. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting you're in Canada.
Yeah, we had never gotten to one before.
And we don't have one close to us. So, like, the closest one for us is, like, an hour and a half. So we do have one in Wisconsin, but we've never been to it. And so, yeah, our first experience was in Minnesota with the kids.
You were expecting something different, though, you said. Mm-hmm. You were a little disappointed.
Basically, what it reminded me of was, like, a better Aldi. You love Trader Joe's? It kind of looked like Aldi. And we don't really shop at Aldi, but, I mean, I've been to an Aldi before. But it looked like a more fun Aldi. But I guess I still don't, it's just like, I feel like the appearance of it was not what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but I liked what was inside of it, for sure. I mean, we found some fun, different
cool
things.
Brands and
we got some, like, hand cream, which a lot of us need because our hands are so
dry. I got a pound of
He
coffee.
got some coffee.
Which
so it's fun to get some stuff that, like, you can't get.
We got 2 bottles of wine.
Like some cheap wine. That you
We
can't
got
get,
some
that you can't get
energy
somewhere else.
shots.
Yeah, we definitely needed those over the weekend with our kids. We said they were, healthier because they were a juice energy shot.
Juice with caffeine.
Yeah.
I felt great after.
Yeah. Is it? Okay, well, that makes sense. Much better quality than Aldi. Yes.
Yeah, I would say.
That makes sense then.
Yes.
Sounds like
that's good to know.
It reminded me of being inside an Aldi, but I liked it better than Aldi.
That's good.
That makes
like,
a lot of sense.
Joe.
Oh, okay.
Joe is Aldi's brother.
That's so funny.
He's a trader. I know.
They gave us a bag, too, for free, which was fun. Because we said we were from out of town and that it was our first time there. And she's like, oh, I'm going to gift you this bag that you normally have to pay, like, $4 for or something. So she just, like, took the tag off and, like, gave it to us. So that was cool.
All right.
Anyway, we digress. We're almost at an hour.
Thank you for watching.
But yeah, we'll be back next week. I mean, I guess we'll be back before that with our pre-recorded beer and books. So hop on, watch that once I have it posted. Otherwise, yeah, we'll see you back here live next week.
Yeah. A Walmart has a little...
Oh, that's cool. It has some Trader Joe's candy in it.
Oh, that's nice. Our kids did get some candy.
Yeah, they
like
did.
These eggs.
We have a hard time saying
chocolate
no
eggs
to them
and
sometimes.
Cookies, chocolate cookies. I don't know. They were good though.
All right.
My umbrella's falling over.
Okay.
All right.
Cheers with our almost empty drinks.
Our bags, they're our 10 cents.
10 cents. Okay. Well, we will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for watching.